Okay. So now we'll continue with our AWT. We'll go into interesting a component, menu bar, menu, and menu item. All these are keywords: menu bar, menu, and menu item, camel case. All these three together are used to create a menu-driven component. So once we finish seeing the menu component, we will see something called file dialog. DIALOG, file dialog. F and D are in caps. File dialog is the component where you get windows opened up. Like, for example, when you're saving a document, where you get a file dialog box where you can select a file, select a directory, and all that. Okay, so the main three things which come in that are load, okay, to open a document or to open up a file dialog, to save a file, or to open a particular file or a directory. And then after file dialog, we will be seeing something called a panel. A panel is actually a space for an application. In a frame, you can have many panels, and in panels, you can have your components like your buttons and all that. It inherits the container class. It works similar to a frame, except that it will not have a title bar. Okay, so now we'll start doing things with the help of programs. Okay, so this is where we stopped. We'll have a new program. Okay, I'll have it menu demo. Menu demo. Okay. I'll just finish up with my main. Okay. I'll have a constructor to menu demo. Okay. Now, I'll finish off my import also. Import java dot awt dot star. Okay. So now we have to create a menu demo. Okay. So now look here. This is a menu. Okay. I call this my menu bar. Okay, that file, edit, source, refactor. This is my menu bar, and each of these I call it my menu item. These are my menu items. I can have a sub menu. I can have a sub menu, and all that. Okay, so hope the words are clear. Okay, now we will be creating each of these. Okay, so first what we can do is we'll have a frame. So I'll just have a frame from somewhere. Yeah, I'll have a frame. Okay, I do have a frame, my menu. Okay, 400, 400. Okay, fine. Okay, I have a frame. Now, in my frame, I'm going to create a menu. Now, to create a menu, the first thing you have to do is you should be creating a menu bar. You should be creating a menu bar. Let's say I create a menu bar equal to MB, new B of caps, new menu bar. Okay, now I have created a menu bar. Now you have to create a menu. File is a menu, edit is a menu, source is a menu, refactor is a menu. This whole thing is my menu bar, and each of these are my menu. Okay, so I'll create menu, MS caps. I'll create a menu, let's say M1. M1 is equal to, let's say, new menu, and this is where you give the text for your menu. Okay, so I'll just give away a file, or I'll give something else. Okay, I'll give file itself then. Okay, now I've created one menu. The second menu, what is it? It is edit. The second one is edit. What is the third one? The third one is source. Okay. M1, M2, M3. Okay. So I have file, I have edit, I have source. Now what I should be doing is having these menu items will not do. I have a menu bar. I should be adding each of my menu to my menu bar. Okay. So I'll add MB dot. I'm adding what? M1. I'll even add M2. Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay, I'll add M2. I will even add M3. Okay, now I have a menu bar. I've added file, edit, and source into my menu bar. Okay, now I can have items. Okay, so these I call it my menu items. This is my menu. File, edit, source is my menu. Now I will be having items in my menu. Okay, so let me have some items in my menu. To have items in your menu, you should be creating objects of menu item. Okay, menu item. Let's say I'll create I1. I1 is equal to new menu item. Okay, I'll have to open up everything. I'll just give item 1. Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay, item 2, item 3. Okay, I'll have an item 2 over here. I will even have an item 3. Okay, now what I have is I've got item 1, item 2, and item 3. Now I can even have sub menus. Okay, I can even have sub menu. So I can have menu. Let's say I'll have one more sub menu. Sub menu is equal to new menu. Or we'll do one thing. We'll just see the output of this and then I'll save my program. Okay. Now we'll just go simple. We'll have two things: file, edit, source, item 1, item 2, and item 3. Now what you have to do is you have to add it to your frame. Okay, you have to add it to your frame. So I'll write f dot set. Okay, set menu bar. This is a method. This is a method. Set menu bar. Set menu bar. Okay, minus MB. Okay, now I've set my menu bar. I'll save my program. Let's see. I'll run my program. Okay, I got file. I've got edit, I've got source. I didn't get all these because, I didn't add it to file, edit, or source. Anyway, I've got my menu bar. The thing you see in gray over here, the thing you see in gray, that is my menu bar. That is my menu bar. And these are my menu items. Now I need to get item 1, item 2, and item 3. Okay. So what I can do is, let's add item 1 and item 2 to M1. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll add that M1 dot add I1. Okay, so in M1 I've added Control C, Control V. I've added I1 and I2, and in M2 I've added item 3. Add item 3. Item 3. Okay, so that is how I've done it. I'll save my program. I'll run my program. Okay, in file was what? File was M1. Okay, in M1 I added I1 and I2, and in M2, what was M2? M2 was edit. I added item 3, and you can go on and on. Okay, so this is how you create a menu driven program using your AWT. Now you might have a doubt, like, if you click over here, what will happen and all that. The same thing, action listener. Okay, we'll just do a random thing. Okay, so let's have a random, okay, M1. Okay, we'll have for M1, or let's say I1. Okay, I have an item called I1. So we'll add an action listener, I1 dot add action listener, this. So which means, I'll have to implements action listener, implements action listener. Okay. Okay, I'll just take something. Okay, now I'll be writing the code for my action listener.
Ma'am,
Yes.
AWT.event.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll forget it otherwise. Import, thank you, java.awt.event Yeah, thank you. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll have our action listener over here. I'll write the code. Like, when you click I1, you want something to happen. Okay, so we can do one thing. Together with this, we will learn the file dialog. Okay, we will learn file dialog, dialog. Okay, create an object for that. fd is equal to new file dialog. Okay, we are opening up a file dialog box. Now, the file dialog box, it will have 3 arguments. The first argument will be the frame in which you are opening it. The frame in which you are opening it. The next will be a string. Okay, you can give any name for that. And then the third is the file dialog which you want to open. So I'll show you how you do that. Okay, file dialog dot. Okay, you have, if you want to do the loading part, you can have the loading part. If you want to do the saving part, you can do the saving part. Okay, I'll just do the loading part. Okay, it will come italics blue. I'm having an error. Okay, frame. So I'll just put all these outside. Frame F. Okay, looks better. I'll save my program. So I have it in my I1. Okay, and even you should set it visible. fd dot set visible true. By default, it will be false, just like a frame. Okay, fd dot set visible true. I'll save my program. I'll run my program. Okay, are you able to see it? Okay, so I've opened up, it is a video which I copied last day for my kids, Atlantis, the Lost Empire. You take whichever, okay, uh, things will happen. Okay, now let's see, you want to get this particular file or something. I'll show you how to do that. Just cancel it. Okay, your usual file commands, your set directory, all those commands will work. I'll just do a random thing, string directory. Directory is equal to, from the dialog, get the directory. Okay, get the directory. Things are very easy. You just put a dot, automatically your options would come up. And then you want to see currently which directory, not currently, whichever directory you have selected. Okay, now to see which directory you've selected, I'll do one thing. I'll take the label from Seren's program. I'll have a label. I'll have a label because when I want to get it visible, I need a label. Okay, this is Selen's label. Anyway, I'll use it. Label L1. Selen, check the dimensions, okay? Label L1, f dot add L1. Okay, looks good. I have a label L1 dot set text. Set text. Oh, things are so easy. I have it over here. Text dir. Okay, I have dir over here. It is the current directory. Okay, I'll save my program. I'll run my program. I had it in item 1. Okay, this is my current directory, right? Open it. It didn't come. I'll just check why it didn't come. Okay, so see that your label dimensions are big enough, big enough. Okay, it was the directory. The directory was uh, the Lost Empire 2001. Okay, the directory was that. I click something, I get the directory name. Similarly, you can even get the file name. Okay, I'll just even do that. String f is equal to fd dot get file. Get file. You can try all these options. You can. So I'll not set it to directory. I'll set it to file. I'll save my program. I'll run my program. File item 1. Okay. Now I should be getting this long thing, the lost empire .mkv, because that is what, yeah, .mkv. The file, the directory. Not only this, you can get any. You can whichever you select. Whichever you select. Okay. Whichever you select, that would come. Just like normally you work on any file dialog. Okay, so this is how you work on a menu and a file dialog in AWT. Panel, what I'll do is I'll have a new program, new class panel demo, and then we'll copy things from the other place. Okay, panel demo. Okay, I'll just finish off with my main, new panel demo. Okay. I'll even have a constructor before I forget to write it. Okay. Panel demo is just a design construct, Okay, so panels, as usual, they happen in a frame. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll have a frame. Just copy a frame. Okay. I have a frame. Okay. Now, as I told you earlier, panel is a container where you can have other components. Okay, so first thing what I'll do is I'll create a panel. P is caps, panel P. Okay, panel P is equal to new panel. Okay, I've created a panel. Okay, panel is interesting. You can give colors and all for that. First thing what you have to do is you have to set bounds for that. I'll set bounds for my panel. P dot set bounds. Okay, 50. Okay, I'll go for 200, 200, 200, 200. 80, 50, 80. Okay, let it start from top. Okay, 50, 80, 200, 200. I can even set color for my set background color dot, let's say gray or blue or red or whatever. I'll go colorful. Okay, I've set a blue color for my panel. Okay, so inside my frame, I do now have a big fat panel. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll take a button from somewhere. Okay, I'll have a button. I'll take a button. Okay, button 1. I'll just take the B button dimensions. Okay, 30, 50, 80, 80 looks good. Okay, so I have a button. I'll do one thing. Anyway, it is colorful. I'll even give a button color for my background, for my button. Set background. So on a blue background, I'll have a red button. Okay, I will have a red button. Okay, do one thing. We'll have one more. Button 2. I'll have to go for 50, 30, 50, 30, 50. It has to come in the panel, right? So inside the panel means I'll have it 50, 100. Okay, inside the panel 50, 100. This I will have it 100, 100 then 100, 100. This is not button B1, this is button B2. B2 dot B2 dot f dot add b2. Okay, now I have a panel, I've got two buttons, but I want my button attached to my panel. Okay, so I do not add my buttons to the frame. Instead, I add my button to the panel. Okay, so I've added p dot add button 1 into my panel. Okay, and even I do add button 2 into my panel, and I now add my panel into my frame. F dot add p. Okay, so hope you are understanding what I've done. I've got a panel, I've got two buttons, and now I've attached my two buttons to my panel. So let's see how it looks. Okay, so this is my frame, the white is my frame. I do have a panel over here, a container. Panel is a container where you can be arranging your other components. And then you have two buttons inside your panel. You click, nothing is going to happen because I've not written an add action listener. You add an action listener, things will happen as normal. So this is how you design a panel in AWT.